Newcomb, and you're watching Tim's Tiny Arcade, mother effer.
I'm Austin Myers. I'm actually the second in command of this project, doing the community management, business, and story writing. Unfortunately, our lead developer, who handles all the programming, art design, a lot of the soundtrack, and pretty much keeping the whole project together, unfortunately she couldn't make it out here today.
Gotcha.
So I've been out here demoing it for everyone who is around.
And this has been a busy booth because we've tried to come over here a couple times to interview, and there's always someone playing the game. So
yeah, it's been doing a lot better than I expected today. It's been really nice.
So tell me a little bit about the story of this game, or what's going on in here.
So the backstory to this game, from what I can tell, is that the kingdom that all these characters live in is being attacked by its own king, who went mad with power in a reason that's unknown to the characters at the start. The first protagonist, Gray, wakes up in a cove separate from the rest of the kingdom with amnesia, doesn't remember who he is, doesn't know what's going on, but he knows something is wrong, and he's on a mission to figure out what's happening, to stop it, and to hopefully figure out who he is.
Okay.
And then the other character, Venice, is a young enlisted member of the kingdom's Air Force who, upon her first day of active duty, the city that she lives in is under attack by an army of robots, and upon seeking out after the robots to defend her city, she finds out that the king is somehow involved with this attack. And eventually the two characters meet up with each other and get together to team up and take out the king and his royal guard.
Awesome. Yeah, I like that story.
So both of these characters are playable. They have their own movesets
and stuff
and everything, yeah.
Okay.
They share a lot of the same stages, but they do have some that are unique to them. And their stories are similar but different.
So, now, in the game, the full game, can you switch characters at any time, or do you always start with one and have to stay with that one?
When you start your game, you stick with that character all the way through.
Okay.
And then you can choose another file to play as the other character.
Okay. Okay.
Because they do have slightly different stories, and as the game progresses, it will...
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this character here, Gray.
Gray.
So the way Gray plays is... he can do his standard jump and double jump. The double jump actually doubles as an attack as well.
Oh, okay.
With a melee sword attack that has a handful of swings. You can swing forward, down low to the ground, and directly above you.
Okay.
And you can also do a slam attack by pressing down and the sword attack at the same button.
Gotcha.
And along with that, he also has a long-range projectile attack, which you can shoot in all right directions, and also while airborne.
Now, was that a little weaker kind of attack, or?
Yeah, it's not quite as powerful as a sword.
Right, okay.
And then along with that, you also have a dash ability to move a little quicker, and if you hold it down, you can dash for a longer distance.
Nice. Now, how long have you guys been working on this game?
We've been working on this game for a few years now. It initially started as a fun project back in 2017, I want to say.
Okay.
And this game has completely changed from its initial state.
Right.
And over time, as the development has grown and we've learned from a lot of mistakes and everything over the years,
right,
we're now at a point where we're comfortable with the style. We know kind of what we're doing with the game and where we want it to go in the future.
I like the style of it. I mean, it's a beautiful looking game, lots of color. Looks like it's pretty good size area to cover, like on the for the map or whatever. Because you're flying all over the place. What's those up at the top? They got the blue and the orange.
So in the top left corner, next to the character's face, the orange bar is your health meter. When you take damage, it goes down. And that's what those little blue orbs with the little heart symbols on them are. They're health pickups. The blue meter above it is for your character's special ability, which recharges over time.
Oh, okay.
And when it's full, you can activate it to get a protective shield
nice.
and upgrade your projectile attack for a short period of
nice.
time. And then the other 2 meters up there, the flashing blue one is your dash meter.
Oh, okay.
It depletes as you use your dash.
Okay.
And then that little white meter is for the long dash.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I see it now.
And then while underwater, the little bubble indicator appears, which is your oxygen. You can replenish it by grabbing air bubbles while underwater, but once it reaches 0, you start to slowly lose health until you either get air or until you die.
Gotcha. Now, how many levels have you guys completed so far in this game of making so far?
So far, levels that are pretty much completed would be, I want to say 3 for the character Gray and 2 for the other character Venice. And after those stages that we have worked on, they will start playing some of the same stages together.
Okay, I gotcha.
So this right here is the first boss fight of the game, Signe. He's this giant robotic swan that the king sent out to attack anyone that it finds.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Now that enemy's got like 4 levels, it looks like.
Yeah, he has 4 different health meters, 4 different little phases you gotta fight. And for this first bit, he has this big shield that you can't penetrate. But these little stones on the wall reflect the laser back, so if you smack them underneath the boss,
I see.
the laser will shoot back up into him and
do some damage.
Yeah. And then lowers you down to the next phase where he's coming at you from the side.
Oh, yeah.
And once he's done attacking, he weakens, and that's your point to attack the shield.
Nice. I kind of like the way that's set up. Instead of just being like on one screen, you're going down and basically a different kind of enemy feel.
Yeah, it's the boss changes throughout the fight and takes you to like slightly different areas in the place until you finally get down to the bottom where he sneaks underwater and tries to shoot lasers at you from underneath.
Little bubbles give it away, and he's got to move and get out of the way there.
And then he jumps out and starts firing at you from all directions. But his shield is gone, so now you can actually attack him with your projectiles and your sword. He sneaks back underwater. And then from here, he comes at you from the side. So you need to watch that indicator to know where he's going to come out of.
Gotcha.
And then you've got just a couple seconds to attack him before he goes back and swoops at you again.
This reminds me of like a Contra boss battle from the NES days, except a little bit better.
You get enough hits on him and he's done.
Nice. All right, so yeah, that's looking really good. Now, you guys said you've been working on this, what, 3 years you said?
Yeah, about 3 years or so.
So where are you going with it now? You said, are you going to crowdfund this, or what's the plan? Okay.
So later on this summer, we are planning to host a Kickstarter campaign. Don't have an exact set goal on it yet, but even if the campaign fails, we're still going to continue with development. But if it's successful, then it'll make things a lot faster.
Sure.
Let us get the assets we need, hire more people to work on some other things so we can focus more heavily on actual progression and development.
Okay. Well, I'd like to see this on consoles one day.
Yeah, that is an absolute dream. I would love to see this game like pop up on a console somewhere, and we're going to do a Steam release at the very least. Like, we're already going through the process to get Steam page put up.
Okay.
But as for anything else, nothing is set in stone, but it's definitely something we want to do.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time and showing us this game.
Thank you very much for showing interest.